All right, so I've created this checklist for you, and we're going to go through that. And there are three main things we're going to talk about. The first thing is internet connection, and then we're going to talk about YouTube, and then about OBS Studio, which is the streaming software. All right, so the first thing you're going to know is that you need a wired connection. All right, wired connection. You want to see that you have this icon at the bottom that says that you're connected via a wire. This is an Ethernet cable, something that looks like this. And don't even try to do Wi-Fi wireless, right? It's not going to work. You're going to get spikes. It's going to be a real mess. All right. So just make sure you're connected and you have a wired connection. The next thing is your upload speed. All right. Not download speed, upload speed. You want to have at least 15 megabyte per second upload speed. It's not much. It's not that much. I'm sure a lot of people have way more than that, but this is just the bare minimum for us to be able to stream at this quality. All right. 1080p, 60 FPS. This is a good quality for an action game. We're going to aim for that. And for this, you need at least 15 megabyte per second. All right. How do you know that? You can go to Google, right? Just do Google upload speed test, internet speed test, and find out your upload speed. The next thing is YouTube. So the first thing you got to know about YouTube is that you need a channel. So basically you go to YouTube, you click on your icon right at the top right, and then you see this button, view your channel. All right. If you see this button, it means you have a channel. Congratulations. If you don't see this button, you're probably seeing something like create a channel or make a new channel, something like that. Just click on that and make a channel. But if you see that, you can click on that and then it directs you to your channel. That's all you need to get started. Even if your channel is empty, you don't have a profile picture, no cover picture, no videos, no tabs, right? It doesn't matter. You still have a channel and you can keep moving forward. The next thing is that you need to select the right channel for you. What I mean by that is for those who don't know. So look what happens when I click here and go to switch account. You see, I have 3 YouTube accounts on a single Gmail address. Gmail address is basically a Google account, right? So under one Google account, I have 3 YouTube accounts. All right. So this is really cool because it means you can create multiple YouTube channels, right? And then you can be organized with your YouTube accounts. So this could be, I've created this example here. This could be my personal YouTube channel, not only for uploading videos, right? So because this is what we're talking about, but it could also be for my watching recommendations. So here I could watch videos about entertainment, whatever interests me, and here I could watch videos about Rakion. So this is just for you to be organized and to make sure that you start uploading videos to the correct channel, right? So whether if you want a dedicated channel for Rakion or not, it's your choice. So how do you create more YouTube channels like this? Click here on your icon and then go to settings, and then you can see here add or manage your channels, right? So here are my 3 channels. I can do create a channel. I can give it a name, give it an ID, a handle, and then create another channel, and that's it. And I'll have another channel here and it works great. If I want to delete it, I can go here again, settings, and then I can do view advanced settings and then delete the channel. All right. Make sure you're on the channel you want to delete. So this is just real quick for you guys to know. It's really useful. The next thing is customize your channel, right? If you go to customize your channel right here, you have this button here. So you can see that you can change your banner image, right? The cover photo, your profile picture, your name, your handle, your ID. Give it a description, right? This is just to customize in your channel and make it look like whatever you want it to look like. Okay. And then we have a wonderful place called YouTube Studio. All right. So YouTube Studio, when we click here on manage videos, it's going to take us to this area of YouTube where you as a content creator can manage your videos. So I have videos, shorts, lives. So when we set up a live, it's going to appear right here. It's going to be a new row. We're going to see the live going on. We can edit it. We can edit the title, description, anything we want, the thumbnail. We can control the visibility, right? Private, unlisted, public. You can delete it if you want right here. And so this place is basically where you're going to manage everything, manage your content, manage everything you create on YouTube. All right. This is about YouTube and about your internet connection. And now let's talk about OBS. So to get started with OBS Studio, the first thing you want to do is you want to download it. So you want to go to this address, obsproject.com. You want to pick the Windows installation, right? So you want to download it and then install it. It's pretty straightforward. I'm not going to do it because I already have it on my computer, but just download it and install it. In this video, I'll be using version 30.0.2. If you want to use the exact same version, you have to go to this address. I'll link it in the comments. This is the official OBS on GitHub. Then you're going to scroll all the way down to assets, and then you want to download this full installer x64 and then just install this. And then Once you have it installed, we're gonna make sure it's running as administrator, as admin. All right, this is super duper important. I could not emphasize it anymore. So the way to do it is you want to find the shortcut from which you're launching the software. All right, so for me, it's right here in the start menu, OBS Studio. I'm gonna make sure I do open file location. I'm gonna open it in the where it is, where the shortcut lives. But for a lot of people, it's probably gonna be here in the desktop. So wherever it is, just find this shortcut from which you're launching the software. Now let's do right click and then do properties, advanced, and then make sure run as administrator is ticked. All right, make sure it's ticked. Just do okay and then apply okay, and that's it. Now we're gonna launch it. So just open the software and you're gonna see this prompt, which gives you the sign that it's running as administrator. And once you open it, you have OBS running. Yeah, welcome to OBS. This is the streaming software. Just real quick about the layout. So we have a few menu buttons here at the top. We have one big canvas here in the middle. Then we have some boxes here at the bottom. Really important, do not panic if your OBS looks a little different than mine. Talking about the colors, the design, it might differ based on your version, but the layout, the buttons, the menus should all be the same. So you should be able to follow the same process and get the same result. So let's start with the left box. All right. So this is called scenes. Scenes is basically, a scene is basically a collection of all the inputs, all the windows, all the audio, all the video sources that you want to show on this canvas, all right? All the sources here. So I'll give you an example. This scene is called Rakion. This is my streaming setup. So these are all the sources that I'm showing when I stream. The Rakion video, Rakion audio, microphone, all kinds of stuff. And this is an empty scene, which I've created for this demo. So that's where you want to get started. You want to start with an empty scene. So click here plus, give it a name. I call it Rakion demo, but call it Rakion live, whatever. Then do okay. I'm going to do cancel because I already have one. And now you have a scene ready to be loaded with sources. So the first source, which is the most basic one, is you're going to click here plus and then display capture. This is going to capture your display. So do here and then give it a name if you want to. I'm just going to keep it display capture. Do okay. Here, just do okay. And now I have my display being displayed on the canvas. So theoretically, if I'm going to start the live right now, this is what's going to be shown on the live, this display. Notice that I can shrink and stretch it. All right, this is important because if you see it larger for some reason like this, so just shrink it, make sure it fits the dimensions of the canvas. So this is the most basic input source, just your display, no audio, no game, nothing. Just whatever is shown here is being transmitted. The next source, we're going to add game capture. But before we add this, we need to have Rakion running because we need to identify where Rakion is. So go ahead and open Rakion. I'm going to do it as well. Now that we have Rakion running, the next step is to add a source. So click here plus and then do source type game capture. This is not the display capture. This is game capture. This is going to capture the game directly. All right. This is going to give you better quality and it's much better. So do that. I'm going to call it game video because this is not the audio. This is just the video. And then do okay. And then here in the drop down, pick a capture specific window. Capture specific window. Then do window Rakion.bin. And then just do okay. The game video is here. It's capturing. Now it's showing black screen, but if we open Rakion and then minimize it, it should show the Rakion picture here, and that's how we know it's working. The game is capturing, it's just static because the game is minimized, but it's working. If you have problems with this source is ideal, all right? This is the best source for OBS. It's the lightest, the smoothest, the best quality. But if you happen to have source and troubles with this, then you can always revert to just display capture. Try this. This is the ideal one. If you're having problems with this, just do this. All right, so this is for the game video. Then now let's add the audio source. So do plus application audio capture. Call it game audio. All right, and then do okay. And Rakion.bin. It's already selected in my case, but if it's not in your case, then make sure this is selected, Rakion.bin, and then do okay. As you can see, we have an audio source in the audio mixer, so we can control all the audios that are coming into the mixer. So we have three types. One is the display capture. It's our safety net. Then we have the game video, which is Rakion itself. Ideally, we're using this one and not display capture. And then we have game audio, which is the audio of Rakion, just Rakion. All right, not your computer, not any other external windows, just Rakion. All right, so we've talked about the view, we've talked about the sources, we've also talked about the fact that you can resize the canvas or the windows on the canvas. The next big thing is the settings, OBS settings. All right, so let's go to File, Settings. So this is the settings window. As you can see, there are a few tabs and we're going to go through them. All right. So the first one is general. There isn't much here to touch. I don't think you should change anything here. I'm just going to show you my settings for reference. But yeah, don't touch anything here. Just leave it the default. So this is general. The next is stream. All right. This is the place where you set up the connection to your streaming service. In our case, YouTube. Click on the drop down and pick YouTube RTMPS. Now, I think this is a default primary YouTube ingest server. Pick that. And now we have two options: to connect an account or to use a stream key. We're not going to do that. We're going to connect the account. It's the easiest and the best way to do it. So once you click here, it's going to take you to Google to connect to your account. All right. So click here and connect to Google. So in my case, if you remember, I've showed you that I have multiple YouTube account on one Google account. So I'm going to have to pick the correct account. So for me, it's this one. This is the YouTube account that I've created for Rakion, and then just approve it, authorization completed, blah, blah, blah. And then again, back to OBS. And now I can see that my channel name appears here on connected account. Once you've done that, you're ready to move on. So let's move on. The next tab is output. Again, look at the settings, simple mode. Bitrate, set it to 9,000 kilobyte per second. Audio bitrate, I think this is the default, 160. Now video encoder, let's talk about the video encoder for a second. So if you click here, you're gonna see all kinds of encoders options. Basically, it really depends on your graphics card, on your GPU. I'm gonna show you the list. Here's the list of encoders you should be using in orders of quality based on your GPU. If you have an NVIDIA GPU, pick the AV1, otherwise HEVC, otherwise H264. All right, as you can see, AV1 is best quality, HEVC second best quality, and then H264 it's like the safest. And then if you have AMD GPU, same thing, and if you have Intel GPU, same thing. And important thing, do not use X264. Okay, this is the CPU. You don't want this to encode your video. All right, this is like the heavy lifting of the streaming process. So you want your GPU to do that. So again, back to the video encoder, I have the AV1, so I'm going to pick that. If you don't have that, pick HEVC or H264. Then for the encoder preset, pick slow, good quality, it's P5. And then audio encoder, AAC, I don't think I've changed it. And then these settings are for the recording. On OBS, you can either stream or record. If you're not going to record, you can just skip it. If you're going to record, you can copy my settings or just use them as reference. All right, so this is the output settings. Let's move on. Audio, I don't think I've changed anything here. Here are my settings for reference. All right, this is just the basic ones. All right, the next tab is video. So if you remember, we've said that we're going to stream on 1080p. So let's set the canvas on 1920 on 1080. This is HD quality. You should have it here in the drop-down menu. If you don't, you can type it. You can type any numbers you want. And then here also, make sure it's the same, 1920, 1080. This is your canvas, the size of your canvas. And this is the output. This is what you're going to send to YouTube. So for simplicity, just make them the same. Yeah, so about the FPS, set it to 60. Now you're going to have a really crisp image because it's HD, and it's also going to be smooth because it's 60 FPS. You can try if you want to do 30. It's going to be a little choppy. Some people do that, but again, we're going to aim for 1080p, 60 FPS. So this is about the video tab. What's left are hotkeys. Hotkeys are for like shortcuts. So for example, for start streaming, I have Control Insert so that I can stream when Rakion is open. So I can open Rakion and then press these keys and the stream is going to run. You don't like the viewers are not going to have to see what's going on here, right? This is nice to have. And stop streaming, the same thing. And as you can see, I'm not really using any other hotkeys, but if you want, you can set them. You can set them up. Yeah, that's it for hotkeys. Accessibility, I don't think I've touched anything here. You can explore if you want. Advanced, I don't think I've touched anything here. I'm going to show you my settings for reference so you can compare. But again, you're not supposed to change anything here. All right, so we've gone through all the settings, all the tabs. So just do apply and then do OK. Now we have this window here for chat. I'm not using that window, so just X. And this is what you're going to see. The main difference is now you have a button called Manage Broadcast, because this is the button we're going to use to set up a stream. So back to our checklist. We've talked about settings. So now let's talk about how to set up a stream. So back to OBS, click Manage Broadcast. You're going to have to set up a stream before you start streaming. All right, so Manage Broadcast. Here are the settings, the information that's going to be set for your stream on YouTube. The title of the video, okay? This is whatever title you want to give it. And then description, if you want to give it a description to the video. Privacy, on YouTube it's called visibility. If you want it to be public, unlisted, or private. Unlisted is a good option if you're still testing and you don't want everybody to see your stream right now because you're still testing. So, and category gaming, I think this is just for the YouTube recommendation algorithm. So just set it to gaming. It's not made for kids. And then thumbnail, as you can see, I have a thumbnail here in this path on my computer because you can set up an image from your computer to be the thumbnail for the video. So it starts with the thumbnail. And then latency is for the delay between your actual game and what's shown on YouTube. So you want to set it on ultra low. This will give you about 3 to 5 seconds difference between your actual gaming and what your audience see on YouTube. I haven't tested low, but I know normal is about 15 seconds, something like that. I just prefer it ultra low. So let's just do that. And then don't touch really anything here. If you want to schedule it for later, I don't know if you want to play around with it, but this is pretty much what you need to start a live on YouTube. And then make sure to click here to check this box. Remember these settings, assuming you want to reuse that and you want OBS to remember these settings for the next streams. And then just do create broadcast. Give it a second. All right, so now we have our broadcast ready to be started. This button here is blue. And the moment I click here, start streaming, that's when it's going to go live. But just before I do that, let's go on YouTube and see what's going on there. So let's start here on your actual YouTube page. This is where your audience is going to see. So let's refresh here and then let's go to live. And as you can see, there is an upcoming stream right here. And if I click here, it's going to take me to the stream page. And once you're going to go live, this is where it's going to be. All right. Now let's go to the YouTube studio page. So I'm going to refresh the page here as well. And as you can see, there is a new row here saying Rakion Steam. I can edit it. I can delete it. I can control the visibility. So now let's go back to OBS. And now I'm going to go live and start streaming. All right. So I just clicked here and look here at the bottom, it's sending about 9,000 kilobyte per second. It's been 10 seconds of stream. And if I'm going to go here to the stream page, as you can see, the stream is live. I'm going to let it catch up. And the reason why it's frozen is because OBS shows my frozen Rakion, because Rakion is minimized. So let's go on Rakion. I'm here in OBS. I'm going to open Rakion now. So let's say I'm going to go with my Smith here to the lobby. Let's go to the inventory and back. All right. I'm going to go back to here. This is just for the test. I'm going to minimize again. Now let's see what the stream shows. So again, I'm going to go back a little bit. As you can see, it showed exactly what I've just done. All right. So this is what it looks like when you stream using the game capture input. Now let's do the same so you can see how it works with the display. So I'm going to open the display capture. So this is going to show my whole display, not just the game. So I'm going to open Rakion now. I'm going to go with my warrior, lobby, inventory, lobby, and back. Now I'm going to minimize it. All right. So now it should have captured what just happened. So let's go back to the stream, go live. And let's see what happens. So I opened Rakion and came in with my warrior. Also notice how in this case, it shows the whole display of my computer, including the start menu and the minimized windows, right? Because right now we're capturing the whole display and not just the game itself. Also make sure to click on the settings button down here to adjust the quality and view your stream at its best quality. So basically we've used both types of capturing. We've used the display capture and we've used the game capture. So you can see both of them work, but preferably you use the game capture. And once you stop it here, stop streaming, say yes, and now the stream has stopped. And then on YouTube, it's going to take a few seconds for it to officially be over. All right, it's loading, so it means that the stream is over. So you can go to your page and see that it says that it's live, but it's actually done. It's going to take it a few seconds to update. And then we can also go to YouTube Studio and see that here it's done. It's going to show processing will begin shortly because it compresses and does whatever it needs to do for YouTube to process your stream. And that's it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. We've covered all the steps and you should have everything you need in order to go live on YouTube. If you have any questions, let me know. And that's it. Best of luck.